Lesson number 4, verbs. To begin with, your teacher will call out start. In 1 minute, write down as many words as you can to express what someone or something in the picture is doing. The teacher will ask some students to share the words they have written. One is already been done for you, cooking. You can write writing, playing, typing, sleeping, sitting, working, and last, studying. You already know that words which tell us what someone or something does are called verbs. Most verbs are doing words. I swim every day. Mummy painted this picture. Words such as is, am, are, were, was, has, have, and had are also verbs. Even though they do not express an action, these verbs tell us what something or someone has or is. Meena has a grey kitten. The kitten is soft and cuddly. When we use these verbs along with a doing word, they become helping verbs. We often use a helping verb plus doing word together as a verb. Example, I am studying for the English test. Second, Mary was baking a birthday cake. Exercise A. Tick the correct verbs in the brackets. First, a dog can dash, but it cannot dash. So the answer is a dog can bark, but it cannot whistle. Second, all at once the phone dash and the doorbell dash. The first dash rang and the second one chimed. Third, a cat dash, but it does not dash. In the first one, you will tick on the word meows and the second one giggle. Fourth, the wind dash and the windows dash. The first word that you will tick on is howled and the second rattled. Fifth, pigeons dash but cows dash. So you will tick on the word coo and cows moo. Sixth, babies dash when happy and dash when hungry. Gargle, and the second one you will tick on the word cry. B alphabet. Circle 6 verbs in the word search and write them. First, drawing. Second, drink. Third, wait. Fourth, grew. Fifth, knitted. And sixth, argued. Read these verbs and the phrases that follow them. Break, break down. Call, call off. Break away, break in. Call on, call away. Notice how the meanings of the phrases are different from the original verbs. For example, break means to separate into pieces in a sudden or violent way, but break down means to stop working, while break away means to escape. Such phrases formed by adding other words to verbs are called phrasal verbs. These phrases do the work of a verb in a sentence. C alphabet. Match the phrasal verbs to their meaning. First, E. Cheer up means become happier. Second, C. Fall apart means break into pieces. Third, nod off. B means fall asleep. 4. A. Get along means like each other's company. Fifth, give in. Alphabet D. Fifth, D. Give in means finally agree to something. Alphabet D. Complete the sentences with phrasal verbs from the box. First, the teacher told us to dash our assignments by Friday. The answer is hand in. Second, you live so close to us. Why don't you dash sometime? The answer is drop in. Third, where is the changing room? I would like to dash this dress. So the answer is try on. Fourth, do you know how to dash a dictionary? Answer is look up. Fifth, Pallavi has promised to dash what is going on. The answer is find out. Sixth, we may have to dash the match if it rains. The answer is call off. You have learned that a sentence always has a subject. A sentence also always has a verb. The subject is the person or thing which is doing, having or being. In other words, the subject carries out the action of the verb. John writes a story. Second, John is a good writer. And third, John has talent. The subject and the verb in a sentence must agree in number and person. This means that when the subject is singular, the verb must also be singular. When the subject is plural, the verb must be plural. This is called subject-verb agreement. If two or more singular verbs are joined together with and, they must take a plural verb. Example, Mala is walking home. Mala and her friend Meeta are walking home. Mala is telling Meeta about her day. The girls are chatting. Alphabet E. Circle the correct verbs in the brackets. First, Jamshed and Farhad dash how to swim. The answer is know. K-N-O-W. You have to circle on the word K-N-O-W. Second, everyone dash told to wear the school uniform. Circle on the word was. Third, all the girls in my class dash football. The answer is love, L-O-V-E. Fourth, carrot halwa dash best on a cold winter's day. Answer is taste, T-A-S-T-E-S. This bunch of grapes dash very juicy. The answer is. And the sixth one, the dishes in the sink dash dirty. The answer is are. F. Tick the correct verbs in the brackets. First, yesterday dash a busy day for us, but today dash busier. So the answer is was, and the second one is. Second, my sister Amita and I dash watering the plants in the morning. So the answer is were. Tick on the word were. Third, we dash lunch with our parents and some relatives who came over. So the answer is had. Tick on the word had. Fourth, now Amita and I dash a dance class at 4 p.m. So the answer is have. Tick on the word have. Fifth, after that Amita dash going to her friend's house. So the answer is. Sixth, my parents dash busy with some job around the house all morning. So the answer is were. Tick on the word were. In some sentences, the verb has a subject and an object. The object of the verb is the person or thing that is affected by the action of the verb. Subject Radha, verb plays, and object tennis. Second one, I, subject, want, verb, object, books. Subject I, verb finished, the, object, worksheet that you gave me. Subject Ritu and I, verb play, object tennis, at the club. Looking carefully at the last three examples, don't be confused by other words that appear before and after the object. Remember, the object is the thing or person directly affected by the action of the verb. Alphabet G. Circle the verbs and underline their objects. Grandma enjoys classical music. Circle enjoys and underline classical music. Second, Sheila plays tennis, not badminton. Circle the word plays and underline tennis. Third, Sarah lost her library book. Circle the word lost and underline library book. Fourth, Arjun visited his cousins in Chennai. Circle visited and underline cousins. Fifth, Mummy left some orange juice on the table. Circle left and underline orange juice. Sixth, we ate Chinese food last night. Circle ate and underline Chinese food. Alphabet H. Identify the subject, verb and object in each sentence. Write them under the correct headings. First, the subject Sheila, verb saw, and object is snow. Second, those boys repaired my bicycle. Subject boys, verb repaired, object bicycle. Third, a stranger knocked on our door. Subject stranger, verb knocked, object door. Fourth one, we ate apples every day. Subject we, verb eat, object apples. Fifth, Ramola wrote a story. Subject Ramola, verb wrote, object story. A verb that needs an object to complete its action is called a transitive verb. I made the bed. Here the verb made needs the object bed to complete its action. The sentence would be incomplete without the object bed. Verbs that do not require an object to complete their action are called intransitive verbs. Example, children cry sometimes, dogs bark, the sun rises every day. Some verbs do not express an action but need a word or words after them to complete sense. I am sleeping, I am what? He seems a bit nervous, he seems what? Here am and seems do not have objects, so they are not transitive verbs. However, they do not make sense by themselves. Such verbs are called incomplete verbs. Am, is, were, looks, appears, smells and tastes are some incomplete verbs. I 1. Underline the verbs. Write T for transitive or I for intransitive. First, I slept early. So the answer is underline slept and write capital I. Second, we have a surprise for you. Underline have and in the blank space write capital T. Third, Mr. Das worked hard. Underline worked and write I. Fourth, I saw your holiday pictures. Underline saw and write capital T. Fifth, Toshi and Venkat talked for hours. Underline talked and write capital I. Sixth, Jamuna gave me a book on my birthday. Underline gave and write capital T. Aradhya laughed happily. Underline laughed and write capital I. And Reena cut the cake. Underline cut and write capital T. J alphabet. Read the passage and underline the verbs. Write them under the correct headings. First one. Bees are social insects. Are, underline are in the sentence and write it in incomplete box. They build hives, underline build and write it in transitive box. Every hive has a queen, write, underline has and write it in incomplete box. Below are. The queen bee lives for about 2 years, underline lives and write it in intransitive box. She lays 3,000 eggs a day, underline lays and write it in transitive box. 4 days later the eggs hatch, underline hatch and write it in intransitive. Baby bees are called larvae, underline are called and write it in incomplete. Underline the next one. Next sentence you will underline eat and write it in transitive. In the next one, next sentence, you will underline on turns and write it in transitive. Finally, the pupa opens. You will underline opens and write it in intransitive. Then you will underline appears in the sentence and write it in intransitive. And the last one you will underline on is and write it in incomplete. Yeah.